Hello, I'm Howard Wiseman from Wiseman Cases here in London. I'd like to show you today the three very different and distinctive French horn cases that we make. In a moment I'll show you each of them so you can see how they work. But a few general points about our cases for French horn. First of all, they all have a lifetime guarantee. And secondly, they are all very strong, hard cases. For the past 20 years, hard cases have pretty much disappeared for the French horn. The pursuit of lightness has resulted in multiple gig bags and semi-rigid cases, which would be the next strength up. But we have produced cases which are even lighter than those cases by using performance materials. Real carbon fibre and aircraft plywood have enabled us to make incredibly strong, crush-resistant shells that are extremely compact, extremely comfortable to carry and extremely light. And furthermore, the protection from inside the case, the same with all three of these, is designed to support not just the horn but also the bell, so that it's supported below and above with shock absorbing materials. So we've made certain that nothing is strapped in and any pressure put on any part of the instruments. So now onto the cases. 6 years ago, we received our first commission for a French horn case. We've never made anything unless we've been asked to do it. And I sat down for a couple of hours with our client and we discussed all the things that he wanted me to achieve with a new French horn case. And this is it. So this is a very, very slim, lightweight case. And it was designed largely because the client wanted to be able to use it in a very confined space. He played a lot of opera music and wanted, as well as to have his case by his side whenever he was in the orchestral pit for the opera, he wanted to be able to take it up onto stage when he was in rehearsals for classical concerts with the orchestra. So this is it. 6 inches wide, a footprint of just under 1 square foot, and this is a top loading case, so everything is right by your side, and it takes 3 mutes, music, and of course the horn, and can be carried either to your side in either of those different styles, or indeed with backpack straps that come with it. So that's the opera model. It used to be available in either wooden construction or carbon fibre, but now we just make that in carbon fibre. The next case we made was for a lady who loved this case. She loved all the safety features for the horn, but she was very, very small and wanted something as small as possible whilst carrying the case around. So we came up with this. This really was the absolute smallest way, most compact way of carrying, again, 3 mutes, music going on the outside, and of course the horn, again with all the same safety features which I'll be explaining in a short while for looking after the instrument inside. Now, we were aware that these, which we only make in carbon fibre, of course are very expensive. They last a lifetime, they have a lifetime guarantee, they're a fantastic investment. But for people who wanted to spend far less money, we wanted to come up with, again, a very lightweight, incredibly strong, but wooden case that would meet a different budget. So this is it. This is our extra small naked French horn case. Again, incredibly strong. And this also will take the horn with 3 mutes, music, and give an unparalleled level of protection, just like the carbon cases. So now I'd like to show you each case in more detail to show exactly how the case works. So this is where the Wiseman experience started with the French horn case. We actually launched the opera case, at the IHS. It had never been seen by anyone other than our first customer here in the UK. And we had at the time a wooden version and the carbon version. Very different price points. And to my amazement, it was clear by the end of the first day that we weren't going to sell many wooden cases. Everyone wanted the carbon fibre. The carbon fibre is extremely light and it is extremely strong. And as so many of the clients pointed out who were ordering at the IHS, this case only has to save one accident and it pays for itself. And as many people pointed out, this case will last almost certainly the rest of their career and is a big cost saving in the medium to long term, because they were getting through their other cases every 4 or 5 years. The other thing just to say about the cases generally is they are all made to be strong, hard cases, not semi-rigid, and they are designed to give the best possible protection for the instrument. And I'll show you now how we've achieved that with this, the Opera case. So I suppose the outside we should actually start with. You've got the pair of handles to hold it from here and from the end and on your back, but the main feature with this case is the very slim waistline that it's got. So this can sit between chairs in an orchestra or in an opera pit. Now, I mentioned in the introduction that this is top loading. These locks, there's one at the end and one round the other side. These are sunk into the case so they're flush and they are extremely secure. If you accidentally flip that open, the case cannot open. You have to turn them. They hold the shell together, and when you open the lid, that's when you effectively have access to everything in one go. So you've got the horn in 2 pieces, you've got your sheet music in the music section. Some people put an iPad or even a laptop in there. You've got your straight mute in the lid, so it's right there for instant access, and you've got 3 mouthpiece holders. Now, the way this operates is the bell is separate and is held front and back on a shock absorbing rubber platform or bracket, and it just simply lifts out, it just glides in and out. This area is adjustable. If you've got a bell with a much steeper stem, you can actually reduce the padding here. Just need my second hand, and you'll hear the Velcro operating. This pad can be pulled out or replaced. The horn itself simply rotates out of the case, so you lead with the lead pipe, which effectively is going behind the bell in the case, like this. Then you obviously have the music in the music area, but below the bell there is also a hidden area. So there's a hidden section which has the wine glass or stopper mute in there. It also has an accessory bag, leather accessory bag, and you can even put a third mute down there instead of the accessory bag. So you simply drop the cushion, drop the bell back in, bring the padding over, rotate the horn back in, but before I do so, there is a removable panel at the back here. So if you have a horn with a really large wrap, you can remove this and this section, and then the case will automatically hold the bell, the horns with the very largest of wraps. So in it goes, simply rotating round, and also you can adjust how far you want the lid to stay open with this simple little Velcro strap at the back that's riveted through the case. So there it all is, 6 inches width, less than 1 square foot footprint, and you'll just see as I close the case how beautifully this all dovetails in together. So that is the Opera Wiseman French horn case. So on to the second case that we developed, the extra small carbon fibre case. This was a lot of fun in the making. I literally put together all of the components, all of the parts that the customer wanted to hold in the case, and I put a 12mm gap between everything, and then I formed a mould around it, tidied it up a bit, and this is what came out, and it couldn't be smaller. It's only about 3.5 inches wide through the majority of the case, and then the wider bulbous bit, which is necessary for the mutes to be in there, also gives you a necessary wide platform for it to stand on. And again, this makes a fantastic seat at that height. On the outside also, we have a flat area for the music pocket. The customer wanted to be able to keep the music outside, so she had the option of removing it altogether. And this is effectively a leather pocket. The music goes inside. It's quite large and can be made larger if required, and it has 4 very heavy duty poppers. And you'll see, whilst I've removed the pocket, that we've even built a pattern into the flat side to strengthen it. So this pattern that turns into the carbon, the edging effectively works like an I-beam and makes the flat panel extremely robust and extremely strong. Also on the outside we have D-rings for backpack straps. This makes a fantastic backpack, again with the same leather straps and pads that I've shown, or you will see on another one of our cases. A handle on the top. What I haven't explained yet is that these handles are removable. 90% of luggage that's broken is where a handle catches on a static object, and this system actually means that it will rip off before it damages the case. So we have a padded handle, Velcro mounted on the top and the side, and we have stainless steel hinging and absolutely wonderful marine grade locks. Now these locks are designed so they cannot open by accident. You have to turn that lever to release it. So if it accidentally flicks open, the case cannot open. And we have sunk these into the carbon fibre both here and at the end, so that you can get in very comfortably and not by accident, I hasten to add. So those are the main features on the outside of the case. On the inside of the case, what we have done is we've suspended the bell on a nice thick rubber platform. This hinges open so that the bell will just sit by itself to the side. That reveals the horn that is below it, and the horn is suspended up on a couple of layers of different grades or densities of rubber and padding. And the thing about the padding is it can actually be adjusted to take any size of horn, as can the blocks that then lock in the horn. So this is all adjustable to different sizes of horn. In the lid we have the straight mute, we have the stopper mute, we have 3 mouthpieces, and we have an accessory bag also in one corner of the lid, and that can be replaced with another mute if desired. And the clever thing about the support of the horn is that when it is in place, it's held firmly around the perimeter by the rubber that's velvet covered. Remember, it's on a padded base. Then when you close the case, these legs lock onto the pipework, and that in turn supports the bell, and the bell is supported in the shape above it, which is all padded. Then this block, which is also adjustable, locks onto the pipework here, and this pad locks onto the horn up here. And there are even pencil holes in the blocking for your convenience. And then when you close the case, everything just beautifully interlocks all the way. And the final detail that's noteworthy in here is that there is an upstand all the way around the case, and the carbon fibre has actually been turned in at 90 degrees, then up at 90 degrees to make the perimeter of the case incredibly strong and rigid. And then when you do close the lid, it actually clips over the upstand, and this neoprene seal gives an airtight, waterproof seal when you tighten up the locks. So that is the extra small carbon fibre Wiseman case, and it makes travelling on aircraft especially easy. It fits in almost any overhead bin and certainly under any seat. So this is the extra small wooden Wiseman French horn case. It's made of aircraft plywood. It's extremely strong and extremely light. It also features the typical Wiseman oval cross section. It's extremely compact, it loses all that edging, very comfortable, doesn't catch on anything, and structurally it's the strongest shape you could really put a French horn into. It features lovely leather padded handles, both on the top and on the side, and it has catches, metal catches on both ends, and steel hinges also. In order to protect the surface of the case, there is this leather edging. Now, if after 10 or 15 years that begins to wear, instead of the case coming back for an overhaul, this edging actually comes off, it's velcroed on. So it seems permanent, but if it ever needs changing, that can be replaced anywhere at any time just by having those posted to you. The surface that it is protecting is effectively the naked aircraft plywood. It's birch ply. It's actually very beautiful, and as you'll see later, this can be ordered in one of 4 or 5 different stained colours, from mahogany through to teak or whatever colour shade you wish. And finally, with this case, there are 2 beautiful backpack straps, all leather, gripping so they don't slip on your shoulders, and you can just put this onto one shoulder like a rifle, or push your second arm through, and then you have the perfect backpack. It's extremely comfortable and also makes a wonderful seat if you're ever short of somewhere to sit on the train platform or at the airport. In a moment I'm going to show you the inside of the case. So now to the inside of the case. I've put a French horn inside, and I've embellished the size to replicate any double or even triple horn. So apologies, there's a little bit of remodelling around my French horn. So on the inside, you'll see that the horn itself is actually suspended in rubber blocks. I'll show you that in more detail in a moment. In the lid, there's room for up to 3 mutes, and there's also a couple of holes in the blocking for holding your pencils, and then there are holes for 3 mouthpieces, and those are locked in by the blocking just above them on the opposite side. So one of the first things that I was asked to achieve by my clients with all these cases is that the bell can stay within the perimeter of the case, that you can take the horn out without having to take the bell away. So the horn is simply suspended in the rubber blocking so that it is free to vibrate in times of a shock or an accident. Underneath the horn there is a strap which holds the music underneath it, and all of this blocking is adjustable. So the bell sits into these slots and then against the cushion at the back, and can be taken out before or after the main wrap of the horn. And then the mutes are all held with Velcro straps which can be adjusted to replace the positioning as fits the horn you've got and the mutes that you've got. So you simply lead with the lead pipe. I'll just remove the bell so you can see, but that comes through first. The horn is then held in the gap in the rubber blocking before it eases down into its place. So that is held up in the air, and these blocks to either side of it are adjustable, as is the positioning of this main block here. So it will fit any size of horn. Then, for psychological reasons, you can drop a cushion down over the horn before the bell is placed into the case. Then when you close the case, you have the mute dovetailing to one side, the other mute dovetailing to the other. There is, by the way, slightly invisible, but there's quite a large storage bag as well in here, ideal for valve oil and any other accessories that you may need to carry. So as you close it, all clamshells close, the cushion locates on the top of the bell, and this block locks on top of the horn, this block locks on top of the horn, and of course the horn is held in here because it goes through the rubber block. And at that point, the case can simply be closed, both catches engaged, and you're off. So we've now looked at the cases and we have seen how they work, and this is just to explain that these are all handmade here in London, and these can be made to your specifications. So there's quite a range of choice. With the carbon cases, although they come as standard in unlacquered black, which really doesn't scratch at all, it's really a beautiful sort of matte finish, and that's the standard case. You have many other options. You can still go for black, but you can have it lacquered, which is effectively what this one is. Makes it shinier, a bit like a wet pebble at the beach. But the varnish or the lacquer, of course, can scratch, but the case will still look very beautiful. We also have a deep British racing car green, which almost looks black, and there is a beautiful blue and a very beautiful deep red carbon as well. You have other choices. You can choose the colours of your logo. There's a whole palette of different colours. You can even choose the colours of the leather and even the stitching on that leather. So these cases can be made very specifically to what you want to live with for years and years to come. With the wooden cases, there is also a considerable choice. There are 5 different colours of finish to the woodwork, and again you will have a lot of choice with regards to the trimmings, what colour leather you would like, what colour stitching even on those trimmings and on the handles. And then also on the inside of the case we have a considerable choice when it comes to the velvet trimmings and linings. So here you can see a palette of the most common and popular colours that we are asked to use, and this is all the highest quality crushed velvet. And you can also see here a little range of the different leather colours. We can get virtually any colour of leather that you might require. So these cases will be made specific to what you would like. And remember, these cases have a lifetime guarantee. So it should be the last case you ever need, and you may as well get exactly what you want. Thank you for taking the time to have a look at the Wiseman French horn cases with me. If you're interested in owning a Wiseman case, you have only to contact us and we can discuss what might suit your needs best and what particulars you might like us to build into or make the design of your case with. Simply email us at sales@wisemancases.com, or you can have a look at our website, which is www.wisemanlondon.com, and we'd be delighted to discuss with you what you would like us to do to make you the perfect French horn case. Thank you.